I was born in the mid-1970s, in a middle-class neighborhood that eventually turned bad by the time I was 8. Throughout my teenage years, the street lifestyle influenced many of my decisions. The path that was laid out by my parents for my future was not taken, and I became lost. Instead of going the normal route, I made the decision to do just enough to get by and break enough of the laws to not get caught. At the time, I didn't realize I was dying. I actually thought I was living it up, and I was so wrong. I could have had a 20-year head start to viewing much of the off-road terrain we cover now. I had never ventured outside the city limits, except as a small child with my family. Admittedly, this was my own fault. Influenced by ignorance of others, I was always told that doing outdoor stuff was for squares. I was told it was stupid. The thought of taking a Jeep up a rock face never crossed my mind, and if it did, I was probably heavily intoxicated at the time. It took a while, but I realized the streets are the streets for a reason. It's for the uneducated and undignified to take lessons from. And I was none of that. I eventually wised up. I was ready to see what I'd been missing. I stepped outside my comfort zone by accepting an invitation from friends to visit the mountains for the weekend. My friends took me in their Jeeps to a mountain range that wasn't the grandest, but for me, it was all I needed to understand. A cycle had to be broken. I hated myself for being so naive and allowing the ignorance of others to deter me from the simplest pleasure of staring at a gorgeous view for as long as I want. The following weekend, I bought a Jeep. Man, I'm sure glad I did. My only regret is waiting for so long to find out my happy place was not in the city. It's actually amongst the trees, the rocks, and the views that I get to enjoy with my friends. It's the support and love we share for each other that prompts my arms open every time I see them. It's a bond, brotherhood, it's a sisterhood, it's a close network, it's an outlet. It's the reason why I'm alive today. As my favorite rapper once said, I went from a negative to a positive, and it's all good.
Man, it's 2021. What a great life. I've done some crazy stuff, but a lot of memories, a lot of great things. But one thing when I was a child, what I remember the most, I always wanted to be an off-roader. I wanted to own an off-road shop and just help people. And man, it's a rough life. I guarantee you it's super tough. But yeah, here I am, 2021. And yeah, you never know. Maybe 2050. I don't know. I could. Well, hopefully I'm not here by then because I'm freaking about wore out. But yeah.
First time driving over the Gooneyberg.
Yes, so hopefully this time we won't have a problem because apparently this brings good luck.
Cheers.
Good morning, camera.
Oh! That's a big man next to an even bigger tree.
That's a big tree.
How far am I out this?
You got a tire width on that rock. Yeah.
Would you rather be in there?
Oh God, no. We almost tipped like 3 times before this, and I was in there, and I'm like, seriously, I'm so glad I was not in there. I'd be freaking out.
That's a long ride.
It's gonna be a long day, but it's gonna be exciting. Hopefully, all the rigs can hold steadfast. I learned that word from the Civil War, North Carolina. That steadfast word. It's cool. George Washington, I think, said it first. He coined that phrase, or however you say, yeah. Steadfast, stand fast. Now I confused. I don't even know what the heck I said to begin with, but it's gonna be a great day. Here with the Runsey and Ellen going to cry. Ooh, gonna crawl.
Hey, no texting and driving.
Always working. Always working.
All right, now tell me about the strip club last night.
So we made some bad decisions, a couple of us. I won't name names. They're sitting over that way though. Ended up at the strip club after dinner last night, and man, Reno, I got to tell you, you need to up your strip club game, because it was not a great strip club, but we had a good time. We got drunk and watched some girls dance around.
Yeah. Hey, babe. See if you can walk around to that right over here.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Just here. Don't mind me.
Don't mind me.
The goal today is just to kind of figure out how twisted up and lost we can get and still find our way through.
In the late 1990s, somewhere in the Arizona desert, a young man had converted his Jeep into a full tube chassis specifically built rock crawler, which was a very new and infant concept at the time. When his friends saw what he had accomplished and the abuse his purposely built rock crawler can take, they had to have one too. They soon built theirs, and quickly, all eyes had focused on this new genre of off-road that was rapidly growing. The idea of transplanting parts was not a new idea in automotive, but it was in off-road. The buzz had spread. The trend would be called a fad, and that fad would turn into a multi-million-dollar industry with companies that are driven by enthusiasts and participants of the hobby and sport. Wheeling is 100% fueled by adrenaline junkies, adventure seekers, weekend warriors, families, nomads, and the curious. 25 years ago, I don't think many people would have guessed off-roading would become a recreational hobby. What you see today is 25 years of research and development. Even with the pictures that we bring you, we've evolved from just simple GoPros mounted on the dashboard to cinema cameras and production crews. Taking these shots for you with my friends in these insanely beautiful places and telling our stories for the past 3 seasons has been my honor and pleasure. On behalf of all my friends, thanks for watching.
Thank you.